Hey guys, Dan here from Dangerously Fit. In this week's video, we're going to be kicking off an 8-part mini-series going through the essentials of Indian club training. We're going to be starting today covering some of the fundamentals, and then over the course of the next 8 weeks, we're going to be covering single club exercises, doubles, and going into some advanced movements as well. We're going to be covering some of the basics today. So starting off with the Indian club itself, we're going to look at the anatomy. So first off, we've got the top, which is the pommel. This is the round sphere at the top of the handle. And then we've got the handle itself. And then the thickest part of the club is the barrel. And then the underside of the club is usually referred to as the muzzle or the base. There are many different styles of Indian clubs, all have their pros and cons, and they have their different uses as well. These are our Dangerously Fit Victorian style Indian clubs. As you'll see with these, the main weight distribution is in the center of the barrel. That means when they swing, they're really smooth. Okay, so the further that you got the weight away from your point of contact, the grip, okay, the heavier it's going to feel. There's going to be more torque, and it's going to be a little bit more aggressive when you swing that club. For example, if you have a look at our Maverick Lights, which is our adjustable Indian clubs, as you'll see, we've got most of the load at the top of the club, which is far away from your point of contact. So there's going to be more torque, it's going to feel a little bit heavier, and it's going to be a little bit more aggressive when you swing that club. Same with, say, like a teardrop club as well, where you've got the main load far away from the pommel. You're going to have more weight distributed further away from the hand, making it feel heavier. Just going through the health and safety, the Indian club is a lethal weapon, so just make sure that there's no kids or pets in the vicinity of where you're going to be training. Make sure as well, if you're in a training space, you've got a good meter front and back and each side of you. A crack in the head with one of these could be deadly, so just make sure that there's going to be no one walking into your training space. Going to go through the recommended weights now. So if you're just getting started with Indian clubs, I recommend that you get started with a lighter pair, so like a ½ kilo pair of Indian clubs would be perfect, which is around about 1 pound. Once you can perform the movement with proficient technique, then you can go up onto some heavier clubs. These are 1 kilo, which is about 2 pound. But as I say, if you're just getting started, if you're a beginner, a ½ kilo, 1 pound pair of clubs is going to be perfect for you. Through some of the grips now. So there's 2 main grips you're going to be using with the Indian club. The first one is the hammer grip, 3 fingers on the handle and then pinky around the pommel. And we call that the hammer grip because it's like using a hammer. Okay, so that's the first grip. Second grip is the saber grip. So when we're casting that club away from the body, then we go into that saber grip. Okay, so we'll start with the hammer grip, and if we're going to cast the club, then we extend the wrist, okay, and then we're in that saber grip. Okay, we're going to go through the posture now. So with your feet, you can either have more of a military style stance with your feet in a V position. If you don't find that comfortable for you though, and you can't get your hips in proper alignment, you can just have your feet quite close together, okay, with your toes pointing forward. So whatever comfortable for you. From there, stand nice and tall, keep the chest up proud, so I don't want to be hunched over. Chest up proud, shoulders nice and back, and then keeping a nice straight spine, and keep your hips and shoulders facing forward. We're not going to be twisting and rotating. Okay, just imagine you've got 2 lines from your hips and 2 lines from your shoulders pointing forwards, and then we're going to keep that position the whole time. And stand nice and tall, keep a straight spine, and most of all, stay relaxed. Hey guys, that's it for today's video, covering some of the basics of Indian club training. Next week, we're going to go through some single arm movements, and then we'll go into doubles and then some advanced exercises after that. Important to get those basics drilled in low, and that builds the foundation for the rest of your Indian club training. If you want to get your hands on a pair of Dangerously Fit Indian clubs, I'll leave the links in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.